What yet? So, in today's video, we're gonna be talking about whether or not you should be using this right here that everyone seems to be having in their back pocket, or should you go on out and buy a DSLR, mirrorless camera, cinema camera, whatever you want to call it, professional camera. So in today's video, I'm going to be talking about that. Okay, so before we go way too crazy into this, if you are coming from that Instagram reel that you saw, what you want to do is you want to go and skip all the way to the end, and I'll show you how to set up that. If not, let's get back to the video. All right, so first off, I want to say it actually can be really discouraging being a content creator in 2025. Let me explain. And us filmmakers can actually get really discouraged because we put a lot of time and effort in planning all of our videos. Like this whole scenario that you see here, I've got professional lights all set up and I've got a script and I'm editing this video. I'm going a long way to make this video for you, the viewer, and it can be actually discouraging. And I want to encourage you, keep at it, keep going, your time will come. But getting back to what I'm kind of discouraged about, and then we'll talk about a little bit more on what you should choose as a content creator. And by choosing a phone, the type of clients that you're gonna attract, and by choosing a professional camera, the type of clients that you're going to attract from that. A lot of these phone companies, they'll basically, it's funny, it's almost like, yeah, this was shot on iPhone, but it's like how can we lie to them, but like we're telling the truth? So it seems like that. So let me be honest with you, when they're doing all these phone advertisings and like, oh, this is shot on iPhone or Samsung or whatever they use, they fail to mention that they're using like this professional lighting. Let me show you. So whether it be Apple or Samsung or whatever, they're always using really high-end professional lighting, like hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of lighting. So I have this key light right here. Boom, the light is off. This is a backlight back here. This is the Aperture X8 that's kind of lighting that window effect. So if I were to show you that, so that's what that looks like. I'll show you what that looks like. So there you go. I can turn that on and off, and controlling light. A lot of these phone companies, they'll bring in professional lights like this and they'll be like, that was shot on iPhone. But they fail to say it also had $100,000 worth of lighting. And they're just trying to sales pitch you so that way you go out and buy the phone. It seems like for whatever reason, some people that have a camera that just presses record on their back of their phone, there's no shot planning, there's no professional lighting, there's no professional audio, there's not even any other clip at all except for just one clip. Record, 10 seconds, not record, here's an egg, and it just blows up and it just goes crazy. It's actually very discouraging to see something like that sometimes, especially when you put a lot of time and effort into your videos like what I'm doing for you. So you have to remember what type of clients that you're going to attract if you're just shooting on a phone all the time. For an example, I am a paid filmmaker and I have a lot of clients that are paying me thousands of dollars because I do this professionally. I set up stuff like this and I make their videos really cinematic and really good, and they love their videos, and I have lots of clients that will pay me thousands of dollars. So getting into the reasons why you should use a phone as a filmmaker. Number one, it's easy. It's right in your back pocket, and that's pretty much the reason why everyone is pretty much using their phone for filmmaking. Our world is just saturated with Instagram Reels, TikToks, and everything like that, and just people uploading content all the time. Whether or not it might be just dumb content, it doesn't matter. People are just filming all the time. And I know several filmmakers that are not really getting paid clients, but they're posting a lot of content on Instagram, which by the way doesn't pay you. I mean, they might pay you if you have enough followers, and they'll pay you based off of like ads, or if someone buys something from a link and you're affiliated with that link, but directly they're not paying that person. But a phone in your back pocket is very, very useful. But the reason why I made this video is to encourage you, because again, I'm kind of discouraged about something like this, seeing content creators make the dumbest content ever and it just goes viral, and it's kind of frustrating sometimes. But I just posted this video where I made an entire video based off of just my phone, a light that I bought from Small Rig, and I also use the Aperture MC Pro. And I tell you, it's a good setup, and it's a really professional, well lit setup. So it's not to say that you can't get professional content with your phone, because you can, especially if you know what you're doing. If you have like lenses for the back of your phone, and you have a cage, and you know how to use, like, let's say the Blackmagic app for a phone. So having your phone in your back pocket is definitely very helpful. And honestly, the images that come out of these phones are actually really, really good. Getting into one of the reasons why you should buy a cinema camera or a professional camera, and that is paid clients. Let me ask you this: if you were gonna hire someone and they were coming over to do a job on your house or something like that, and they showed up with no tools, maybe just like a screwdriver in their back pocket, you'd be like, this guy doesn't take his job serious, and it just screams amateur. It doesn't look really, really professional like it would if you have a cinema camera with rigs and gimbals and all that good stuff. Because I'm telling you, I have gone to weddings where they'll pay me thousands of dollars, and every single person has a phone on them. And if grandma feels like she can do just as good as a job as you can, when realistically she probably definitely can't, but they feel like they can because they have it right in their back pocket. And they're just like, well, I have the same thing that they have, why don't you just pay me? So let me tell you, I have spent thousands upon thousands of dollars on really high-end professional gear, and my clients notice that, and they take note of that, and they see that, and they're like, this guy takes his job serious, and they're more willing to invest in you because you take your job serious. So to be honest with you, there's actually a lot of pros and cons to having both. And in my profession, in my industry, I actually use my phone a lot, and then I use my professional camera a lot. So I think both tools are really good to have. For an example, some people actually really like the unfiltered version of the phone, where it's basically just kind of like behind the scenes, and it's just really raw of what the phone is going to bring you. It's not really edited. Some people really love that, and that's the type of content they want. And then on the other hand, I do really professional work with amazing color grading. I take my time, I plan the shots, I plan the audio. I've got several different audio recorders that are backing up their whole day, and I make a cinematic trailer for this couple, and they pay me thousands of dollars. Now, I will make a lot more money when I'm doing a high-end client versus something that's just with my phone. So it's all on depending on what you want. And at the end of the day, I solely believe that consistency is the key. So if you have a professional camera and you're just not using it, and you post like once a month or even just once every 2 months, chances are you're not gonna ever go viral, or you're not really going to get anyone's attention where they see that you're not consistent and you just don't post content. Whereas if you do have a phone and it's in your back pocket and you're uploading 3 times a week, it's just a matter of time before you blow up and you go viral, or you get a lot of paid clients through just your phone as well, because that can happen. But social media is definitely obviously taken off in the last several years, and it would seem as though even like huge companies are going all more vertical than landscape. But let me tell you, it's definitely not going away. Movies are not going away or nothing like that. Now, movie theaters might be dulling out quite a bit, but movies in general are definitely not going away. High-paying budgets and movie productions, stuff like that, is definitely not going away. But my honest opinion is definitely a professional camera is definitely more better, because you just basically have a lot more flexibility as to what you want to do with a professional camera, like lens options, prime lenses. Again, your ISO you can turn up without that graininess, because if you try to use an iPhone in dark scenario settings, good luck. It's gonna look really grainy and really bad. So if I were you, I would actually get both. I would use the iPhone for a lot of things, and I would also use the professional camera for a lot of things as well. So getting into the setup and how I set it up for the SmallRig and MC Pro, I'm gonna go ahead and turn off all the lights right now, and we'll start from scratch. All right, so starting off from scratch, this is what the image would look like. So we're gonna start with the key light, which I actually use the Aperture MC Pro for this as a key light. And the idea behind that whole video was I wanted to make it as cheap as possible for you in case you wanted to make videos where you're kind of doing like headshots like that Instagram reel or YouTube shorts that you saw. So I'll go ahead and snap my fingers and we will change the settings. So right now I actually have this on auto white balance. I'm gonna change the Kelvin temperature, and with having the key light, the MC Pro on, it's gonna look way different. So I'll do that like this. Okay, so just like that, this is what the image looks like. Now, one thing that we gotta get rid of is the ceiling lights. Basically, all houses come with the most ugliest lights, unless you're living in like a $2 million home or something like that, where they just anyway. So we're gonna go ahead and turn off the ceiling lights, and we'll do that like this. So that's what it looks like. Now, in my opinion, that looks way better than the last one. I actually like a darker, moodier shot like this, but you don't want it too dark like this. And we're gonna go ahead and turn on this practical light. I'll just switch that on just now. And this is what that looks like. So already we're looking quite a bit better. And now I'm gonna go ahead and use the other Aperture MC Pro that I have. That's gonna lighten up this area down here because it's a little bit too orangey. And that's what I did for that YouTube Shorts and Instagram Reel that you saw. And this is what that looks like. Having that Aperture MC Pro down there just like that kind of brightens that up a bit because it was a little bit too dark and too orangey. So, and then we had the practical light. We've got another MC Pro, that's the key light, and it's right close to me right here. And professionally, what they tell you to do professionally is have a light area, a dark area, another light area, and then a dark area. So light, dark on the face, light again, and then dark over here. But we're not done. We're gonna add that flashlight to the back to kind of give it that window effect. Now, I'm not gonna use the SmallRig flashlight because I actually went and got a different one, so I'm gonna use that one. But again, it's the same principle applies. So there you go, that's what that looks like with that turned on, and it actually looks quite nice in my opinion. I think something like that will look great. Now, this one's a little more stronger than the SmallRig one. I will say the SmallRig light, if you're gonna use that, you really need to use it in a dark scenario, like a really dark basement, because that light actually doesn't put out a lot of power. But it worked really, really well for me because I was in this studio area, which is really, really dark, and the flashlight looked really good for me. But in my opinion, the icing on the top is adding some light right here on those trees. So I actually had an old Aperture MC, not the MC Pro, but I had an old MC, and I basically put it on a C-stand up here, pointing down on the plant. So there you have it. That's what this setup looks like. And honestly, going from this to this is obviously way better and looks way more professional. So if you're gonna set up your iPhone and you wanna use the Aperture MC Pro and the SmallRig flashlight, honestly, it looks really, really nice and it's a really nice setup. So that's it for today's video. I hope I gave you some insight as to what you're wanting to choose, or you might be discouraged like me and you're like, man, I've been making a lot of content and it just doesn't seem to be getting anywhere. Stay with it, stay plugging at it, and keep creating videos and post more and more videos. Your time will come. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it was encouraging for you and that you found out what you want to be using. For me, I use both. I use the phone for certain things and I use a professional camera for certain things. So if you liked today's video, please go ahead and give it a like. It tells YouTube that you like this kind of content, and then I can make more content for you. If you have an idea of something that you would like to see created in a video, go ahead and put it down in the comments and I will make a video on it. Take care, see you in our next video.